Okay, so today's date is Monday, January the 8th. Our opener is going to lead us into our fourth triad unit, which is graphing. So the first equation here is going to be just a review of a two-step equation. So we're still going to go ahead and circle our variable, draw our line of equality. And the directions say solve for y. So my goal is to get that y by itself. In order to get that y by itself, what do I get rid of first here?
Plus 12.
Yeah, how do I do that?
Minus 12 plus sides.
You guys proved to me on Friday you guys are pros at this. So what's 27 minus 12?
15.
Okay. Now, how do I get the y by itself?
Divide by 3.
Divide each side by 3. So then y is going to equal.
5.
So did I solve for y here? Did I find the number that represented the value of y? Yeah. So y equals 5. So that's first semester stuff. Now let's move on to second semester stuff. So here we have two variables. The variables are different. Now the directions say solve for y. So that's the variable I'm going to circle. That's the variable I'm solving for. My goal then is to get that variable by itself. If I want to get this y by itself, what numbers and variables do I have to get rid of? So what do I all have to get rid of that's not part of that y, or that's not y? I have to get rid of the what? Okay, I have to get rid of the 6x. What else do I have to get rid of? Well, no, I want to get the y by itself on this side. So I have to get rid of the 6x. What else do I have to get rid of? To get the 3. So what would I get rid of first? Do you think? Yeah, so how do I get rid of the plus 6x? Good. So I'm going to minus 6x. Now, when I go to subtract 6x on my right side, I can only do so if it has a like term. Does it have a like term on my right side? No. So I rewrite the equation. So I'm going to bring down my 3y on my left side. Then on my right side, do I like to bring down my number first or my variable first? Do I like to bring down just my number or my number with the variable? What do I always like to have first, my variable or my number? My variable. So what's the number attached to the variable? My variable's x. What's the number attached to it?
6.
What type of 6?
Negative.
So I'm going to bring that down. So negative 6x, because I can't combine it with that 27, can I? No, they're not like terms. So then I need to bring down that 27 as well. So what do I put in front of that 27?
A plus.
Yeah. So we have 3y equals negative 6x plus 27. Now, my y is still not by itself. So what number do I need to get rid of next? The 3. How do I get rid of the 3? Yeah. So I'm going to divide. So if I divide the left side by 3, so if we divide one side by 3, that means we divide the next side by 3. So this is where it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to divide this whole entire thing by 3. My 3's cancel on my left, so I bring down just my y. Now on my right, you can only combine like terms when you add or subtract. That rule only applies. When you add and subtract, they have to have the same terms. When you multiply or divide, if remember, we can go ahead and combine them if they don't have the same terms. So we're going to take negative 6x and divide it by 3. What's negative 6x divided by 3?
No. Wait, hold up. Negative 2.
Negative 2 what? X. Then I'm going to take positive 27 divided by 3. What's positive 27 divided by 3?
9.
Positive 9, right?
Uh-huh.
So is my y now by itself? Did I solve for a y there? Yeah, so that's going to be my final answer. Now when we get into graphing, then I'll say graph it. Right? That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this now. You're going to have another question like this on your opener tomorrow. Okay? So just be aware. When you see multiple variables, you're always going to have to look to see which variable you're solving for. All right, go ahead and make sure you get your